Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is The Black Link, and today is Thursday, August 18th, 2022. Yeah, you heard me right. August 18th. You're already over halfway through the month. This one's going by quick. But you all know what that means. It's time for another issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. And this time around, it's going to be a little bit on the shorter side. That classic rule of whenever Bungie puts out a major article or a major bit of patch notes or some kind of look into the future that's separate from the TWAB, usually it means the TWAB's going to be a little bit light on news, and that is certainly the case this time around. But that's perfectly fine because, of course, we got major news yesterday with a deep dive look at the changes we're going to be getting starting next week with Arc 3.0. Bungie talked about the major class changes, the aspects, some of the fragments we're going to be getting, a brand new super for hunters, and some crazy stuff like a supercharged melee for titans called Thunderclap. If you happen to miss out on any of that, we've got a video, of course, covering it here on the channel. There will be a link to it down in the description box below, as well as a link to the article that Bungie put out yesterday. But now, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this week's TWAB. Now, it starts off with basically a recap of some of the things from that Arc 3.0 article. But we also learn one or two new things along with this as well. First things first, if you happen to miss the Arc thing yesterday, hunters are getting access to Blink once again. Blink, of course, being the jump option that hunters haven't been able to use since Destiny 1. Additionally, there are Arc staff supers coming back in all of its glory. But beyond that, we've got new abilities as well. In addition to the movement speed and weapon readiness buffs that were covered in the article yesterday, we've also got some new stuff that's going to be unique to Arc 3.0. Unlike previous 3.0 iterations with Void and Solar, you won't need to equip any specific aspects or fragments to get some of these new benefits. You've got a new state called Amplified, which you can build up by basically moving around the battlefield nonstop, and it's going to activate all kinds of buffs for you. And it's awesome that you're not going to have to run any specific aspects or fragments to get access to that. But additionally, on the debuff side of things, Blind is seeing some changes. In PvE, blinded opponents will be disoriented, leaving them vulnerable and incapacitated. PvP opponents are affected by a complete screen whiteout effect and their HUD's temporary removal. There's also a disorienting effect, so that's going to be fun. The blind effect audio is going to be a washed out, distorted effect that aims to avoid that standard ringing sound you might be used to if you play other FPS games. Additionally, we've got Jolt now as well. Any opponent, PvP or PvE, that is jolted will disperse small bursts of lightning to nearby enemies, which should help you do some follow-up cleanups against additional enemies a little bit easier. These new abilities are going to tie into some of the existing exotics we've got right now. Bungie mentions it might be a good time to whip out stuff like Risk Runner, Legend of Acreus, and Thunderlord. I'm sitting over here looking at Trinity Ghoul just like, baby, it's your time. Next week is going to be wild, and I cannot wait to delve into more of the Arc 3.0 stuff. And again, if you want to learn more about Arc 3.0, head to that link down in the description box below or watch our video from yesterday. But that's not the only thing being talked about in this week's TWAB. We got some news on some anti-champion reworks. And I don't know about you guys, I could not be happier to hear those words. In a section of the TWAB titled 2 Artifact Mods Walk Into a Champion, stop us if you've heard this one, we hear from Bungie senior designer Andrew Veen, who has this to say. There's a trifecta of returning favorites from Season of the Chosen, Scout and Sniper Rifle Targeting, Anti-Barrier Sniper, and Sundering Glare. We're excited about these, especially because players have been clamoring for the return of Anti-Barrier Sniper, and this season's meta and encounter types made it the perfect time to add it in. One of the new mods we're featuring is called Bad Amplitude. We created this particular mod to increase access to Jolt in Season 18, while also giving players a new answer to the age-old question, how can I make champions explode? Hype Train Conductor and Trace Evidence are also new to the artifact, though these two mods will make more sense when you've had some hands-on time with Arc 3.0. And then we get this awesome table showing off some of the mods we're going to have access to next season. For mods that are entirely new, they've got those mods bolded so it's easy to spot what's going to be brand new to the game. Anything not bolded is either based on previous mods or a reprisal from a previous season. So, in the first row on the artifact, you're going to get access to Overload Bows, Unstoppable Pulse Rifles, anti-barrier scout rifles, anti-barrier auto rifles, and unstoppable shotguns. Hopefully they've lowered the energy cost for unstoppable shotgun this time around. Then, after 2 perk choices, you get access to scout rifle loader, sword ammo scavengers, machine gun holsters, finally, which is of course going to gradually reload stowed machine guns over time, scout and sniper rifle targeting, and bottomless bounty. This is going to improve 2 specific origin perks. After 4 perk choices unlocked, you get glaive loader, focusing strike, where causing damage with a melee ability grants class ability energy, combo arc plus solar resistance for the chest, machine gun ammo scavenger, and bottomless bounty 2, which is going to improve 2 additional origin perks. After 8 perks have been unlocked, then you get access to Overload LMG, where uninterrupted fire from equipped machine guns will stun enemies with a beam that delays energy regeneration and reduces enemy damage output. Of course, going to be strong against Overload champions. After that, anti-barrier snipers, Bad Amplitude, which is a mod where damaging a champion with an arc ability causes the champion to become jolted, Surge Detonators, and then Inferno Whip. And finally, after 10 perk choices, you're going to get access to Thunderous Retort, where your arc supers will deal more damage when cast while in critical condition or while amplified. After that, Hype Train Conductor, where you get plus 2 seconds to the amplified timer. This is going to be able to stack. Then, Trace Evidence. Precision hits on arc debuff targets will generate ionic traces. After that, Lightning Strikes Twice, and Sundering Glare, finally. But there we go. That's a look at some of the stuff we're going to be getting access to with the artifact mods next week when this season goes live. Definitely some really exciting stuff. I cannot wait to start theory crafting builds with Arc 3.0. But speaking of exciting stuff, we've got a little bit more information about what's going to be coming next season as well. Iron Banner, Grandmasters, and even raid information. Of course, the raid is set to launch on August 26th. Iron Banner is going to be arriving on September 6th and November 15th, and both times it's going to feature the new Eruption Clash game mode we talked about a few weeks ago. Trials of Osiris is going to bring back the Lighthouse on September 16th, and Grandmaster Nightfalls will return on October 4th. And last but certainly not least, Festival of the Lost is going to make everything hunted on October 18th. We've got a busy few months ahead of us, and I can't wait to see what's in store. But of course, it all begins next week, August 23rd at 9 a.m. Pacific time, or 8 a.m. Pacific time if you want to watch the pre-show, when Bungie's going to be going live on their Twitch, YouTube, and Bilibili channels to show off what's coming in the future of Destiny. We're no doubt going to be learning a lot of really exciting stuff, so make sure you're staying tuned. We are going to be covering absolutely everything that we can. Additionally, if you choose to watch the reveal on Bungie's Twitch channel next week, you will be eligible to earn some specific Destiny 2 themed Twitch drop rewards. They're going to be offering up this glorious Starbirth emblem for those who tune in over on Twitch. To be eligible, you need to make sure that your Twitch account is linked with your Destiny 2 account in your Bungie.net profile so you don't miss out on the emblem. It's going to be pretty simple. Simply tune into the official Bungie Twitch channel, there are going to be 9 channels total, on August 23rd from 9 a.m. Pacific to 11:30 a.m. Pacific and watch at least 30 minutes of the showcase for that sweet, sweet celebratory loot. And once the showcase itself wraps up, don't hop out too soon. Following Bungie's show and tell, they'll also be hosting a post-show livestream with some of the team to talk about what was shown off. But as long as you're tuning in over on the Twitch channel and you've linked your account to Bungie.net, you should get access to this Twitch drop, so make sure you're staying tuned. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. Really interesting stuff. We are super close to the release of all of this brand new content, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. But that's the news. Those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But for now, thanks so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.